Right. And Tiffany Muller, your group, End Citizens United, did some work in 2016 in a couple of different states, one of which was Nevada. And you ran some ads out there and you tested some messages in that Senate race. What did you do and what did you find?
Uh, well, thanks for bringing it up, Chris. The Nevada findings were some of our most promising of last cycle, and we were really, really proud to help elect Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. She's wonderful and a strong supporter of ending unlimited and undisclosed money in politics. So in late July 2016, we ran a poll to get a sense of the race and where voters are at. And we did an interesting test, which is that we asked voters a series of questions on what I consider are traditional Democratic messages, jobs and incomes, lowering healthcare costs, college affordability, et cetera. And then we asked a series of questions on reform to see, ending unlimited money in politics, lobbyist reform, disclosure, getting foreign money out of our politics, those type of pieces. And then looked at what voters responded the best to. And what we found is that independents, rural voters, and Hispanic voters were so much more swayed by the messages on reform. Independents moved, meaning, the vote moved 2 points with the traditional Democratic messages, but 17 points with the reform messages. So we thought we better see if this really works. So we went up on air with 2 ads over 3 weeks, and it was a busy time in Nevada, right? It was August. It was a lot of money was spent in Nevada.
A lot of other ads up in that atmosphere as well. Lots and lots of ads coming at folks.
That's right. And so we went up talking about Joe Heck being in the pocket of special interest. And we ran ads for 3 weeks and then went back in with a poll to see if we had actually moved the race and if people had, if our ads had broken through, if voters had seen them, if they responded to them. And 2 things happened. Number one, we found that we had moved the vote. We had moved Hispanic voters. We had moved independent voters. They had responded. And then we were like, well, was that because of our ads? And we asked them, what have you seen on the air? More than 50% of them could talk about Joe Heck taking money. So there was a lot of people polling to get that, to help elect Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, but we're really, really proud of the part that we played in it.
No, absolutely. And one of the things you point out is that the idea of foreign money being in our elections, and you talk about a new loophole allowing unlimited money to be spent in our elections, and that it's possible for foreign companies and governments to influence American elections without the public knowing. But you and I both know, that might be a good political message, but that's also illegal. It's illegal for foreign governments and foreign companies or foreign money to come into American elections. How do you say that with a straight face when it is clearly against the law? Citizens United did not change that.
Citizens United did not change that. But what we know is that there are people who are actually using the loophole currently in our system to funnel foreign money into our politics. We're actually able to say this with a straight face because we know it's happening. So, for instance, there was 2 Chinese nationals who pumped more than $1 million into Jeb Bush's super PAC by using a shell company. And basically, they set up an LLC with a name and then funneled money to that LLC, which then gave money to a super PAC. So we actually know that this is happening. What we don't know is the degree to which it's happening, because one other way that this happens is that foreign nationals or foreign corporations can funnel money to a C4, which does not have to disclose its donors. That C4 can then either give to another C4 or can give to a super PAC, which are running ads. And the only disclosure is that original C4, not the underlying money behind it.
Which is also, it's worth pointing out, that is where Republicans got their messaging around the Clinton Foundation as well, that there was foreign money coming in to support Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, we actually know and have examples of this happening, like the Rise to Right super PAC last year. What we don't have is the disclosure. We need to actually see how much is happening. And it's a real threat to our democracy to have this foreign money coming in and influencing our election.
And before I let you go, Tiffany Muller and Citizens United, where are we headed with this issue? How will you be playing a role in the 2018 midterms, and what are your messages to Democrats going forward?
Well, one of the things we've been really pleased to see is that as the Democratic Party has been unveiling their agenda for 2018, really focused on economic issues, that they've also seen how important this is and have put reform at the forefront of that messaging. And understanding that if we don't talk about reforming the system, we can't talk about helping them with jobs and wages and skills, because right now voters feel like the system is rigged against them and that it's only helping these big special interests. So we will be out there working with the champions for campaign finance reform and making sure voters know about the Republican incumbents who are in the pocket of special interest, and we'll be working to help elect good Democratic champions of campaign finance reform so we can get really meaningful reform passed.
And also worth pointing out that in Citizens United, unlike many other Democratic super PACs, does not take unlimited money. You guys are capped at the $5,000 level, that which is the limit that you can give to political action committees, correct?
That's correct, Chris. We actually have 3 million members across the country and 370,000 donors. Our average donation is just $13, and we're on track to raise about $35 million for this cycle. The support and enthusiasm and momentum of this issue, I don't think can be overstated.
Tiffany Muller, she's the president and executive director of End Citizens United. It's the largest campaign finance reform organization in the country, working to end unlimited and undisclosed campaign contributions. Tiffany, thanks so much for coming on Politics Inside Out.
Thanks so much, Chris.
And that does it for us here at Politics Inside Out. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, you can find me on Twitter at Freights. Let me know what you're thinking, what you want to hear, and what you want me to talk about in future shows. Love to hear from you on Twitter. And until next week, I'm Chris Freights. Talk to you then.